Hey guys, it's Kelly, and if you click on this video, it's because you want to know a crash course about everything car seat related to the Cadillac Escalade. So let's get started. Now, this is not going to be my typical full tour, so if you want to know all my thoughts on the Cadillac Escalade, check out my tour. There'll be a description box below. We're just going to jump right into the car seat setup, and we're going to start with the second row. So right now I have two Nuna car seats installed, but I'm actually going to take this Nuna Ace out, and I just kind of want to share some things that are happening back here. So the Cadillac Escalade does come in both a bench or captain's seat. The one we have today is equipped with the captain's chairs. The captain's chairs have lower anchors and tether anchors in both of these seating positions in the second row, but the third row has no lower anchors, but it does have 3 tether anchors. When we get to the third row, I'm going to tell you if I think no lower anchors would be a deal breaker for you, but for now, let's start with the second row. Things that I like about the car seat setup is I like how exposed these lower anchors are, okay? They don't have like a ton of fabric covering them, they're not buried under the seat, so that's going to make installations easier, and it's also going to be helpful if you're utilizing a baseless infant seat. One of the things I don't like about the Cadillac Escalade is the fact that these second row seat belts don't have built-in pretensioners. Now you might be asking yourself, Kelly, what's a pretensioner? A pretensioner has the technology to tighten the belt in nanoseconds when collision is detected. What you need to know about that is the front seat has pretensioners, but they don't carry that technology to the second and the third row, and I find that to be a little disappointing, especially if you consider a car like the Lincoln Navigator that does include those second row pretensioners. Now, who does this not affect? Anyone who has a car seat installed here, because in that instance, the car seat is responsible for protecting your child, not just the seat belt. But for those of you with booster age or kids out of car seats, not having pretensioners back here is a little disappointing. Another thing to note is this second row is on tracks, which is something I really appreciate about the Escalade because it allows for more flexible seating depending on who's sitting where. So if you need to give a little bit more leg room to the third row, you can move the second row seat up. If the second row needs more leg room, you can push it back. I think this versatility is very important, and it's not something we find in all cars. The Toyota Sequoia doesn't have their second row on tracks, so that's good for this versatility. The third row axis isn't my favorite. It utilizes what I call the fold and the flip. I think there's pros and cons to this. I think the pro is when this is all the way pushed forward, you have the widest access you get, okay? And the other cars, if they have a tilt and slide or a car seat tilt, it's nice if you have a car seat installed here, but it's not quite as wide. So if you really need to haul full-size adults to the third row, I like the fold and flip. However, I think the fold and flip is a harder way to access the third row, and children are gonna have a really hard time with that two-step process, and also the levers just take a little bit more work. Okay, so this is a booster seat. It's called the Nuna Ace, and I selected it to show in this Cadillac Escalade tour for a couple of reasons. One, it's a wider booster seat, but the good news is the Cadillac Escalade seats are also very wide and deep, so installations of any car seat are going to be easier here. I like that the seats are so deep because we don't have to worry about any sort of overhang, and I also wanted to choose this Nuna Ace because it works well with non-removable head restraints. Unfortunately, none of the head restraints in the Cadillac Escalade are removable, so you're going to have to be mindful and only choose car seats that allow a gap between the seat back and the car seat because of those non-removable head restraints. Now, if that confuses you, don't worry, just make sure that your car seat is compatible. These headrests aren't that offensive, okay? Like the Chrysler Pacifica headrests, those are offensive. These are removable, but I'm kind of okay with it. Okay, so I wanted to bring this specific infant seat. This is called the Nuna Urban, and it's a baseless infant seat, okay? So it just connects directly into the seat, so I thought it'd be fun to utilize how nice and exposed those anchors are. When I pull this seat out, you can see it's very easy. Okay, now we're in the third row of the Escalade, and here's what you need to know as a parent. Starting off, you have great ventilation. Both the second and the third row have ceiling vents. They're perfectly located, so your kids are gonna have great airflow back here, which is gonna make them more comfortable, cut back on car sickness. This is awesome. Also, the head clearance is really good back here. So for growing teenagers, they fit comfortably back here. The legroom is great. This is with the seat pushed all the way back, and I'm still feeling pretty comfortable. And I have good amenities. Like I've got charging on both sides and cup holders. So those are the highs. Let's talk about some of the lows that we find back here. The number one and most obvious is GM still does not put middle head restraints in their full-size SUVs, okay? Now we are seeing them in the Traverse, the Acadia, the Equinox, every other car except for the full-size. I'm begging them to fix this issue. But what I want you to know as a parent is it's not safe to put somebody here who's not in a car seat. Because if I'm sitting here and I'm an adult and we get in a collision, there is nothing protecting me from whiplash like we have in these outboard seats. So if you put someone in a car seat here, fine, the car seat's gonna protect them. But with that, you're putting this person in a more dangerous seating position. Now, the last thing I'll talk about is the car seat hardware back here. So I did mention every seat has a top tether. That's great. Top tethers are required for forward-facing car seats. But there's no lower anchors back here. But is that really a deal breaker? My answer is probably not. Lower anchors are not lower anchors are not always a required part of an installation, okay? If you're trying to install a forward-facing car seat back here, you can just opt for a seatbelt installation instead of using a lower anchor installation. But remember, even if you're installing with the seatbelt, you still need to do the top tether. However, most people like to keep booster seats in their third row. And a booster seat like this Nuna Ace has lower anchor attachments. Now, these lower anchor attachments are more of a convenience feature than a safety feature because they're not making the car seat any safer because the seat belt is what's protecting your kid. However, when you can install a booster with the lower anchors, it keeps that booster seat in place. That way, when there's not a child in that car seat, you know that the booster seat is not a projectile. But an easy way to fix that is just to make sure your child gets in the habit of buckling their booster seat in place even when they're not riding. That way, in the event of a collision, that booster doesn't go flying through the cabin. So it's unfortunate there's no lower anchors back here, but it's not like having lower anchors would make the car safer in that capacity.